good afternoon to each one of you. It is my pleasure to welcome the media and the press fraternity for Union Bank of India's financial results for the quarter ended 31st December 2023. We had, and I thank all of you for coming today. In fact, there are four other results coming up, four other banks. So I really thank you that you have come here. So on the bank's performance, let me take you to the guidance versus what actuals that we have done. We provided the guidance for the current financial year with a target of 8 to 10% growth in deposits and 10 to 12% growth in advances. Against this, our deposits have exhibited a YOY growth of 10.1% and advances has grown by 11.4%, affirming our alignment to the guidance that we had given for the fiscal year 23-24. We aimed for an NIM of 3% and to keep the GNPA below 6%. The NIM for the 9 months ended December stood at 3.10, and we have reduced our gross NPA to 4.83%, surpassing the guidance outlined for March 24. Notably, our gross recovery for the 9 months ending December 2023 stood at rupees 17,000, nearly 13,800 crores, while fresh slippages we were able to contain at 8,500 crores, as against what we had committed of 16,000 of recovery and 12,000 crores of slippages. So we still have 3 more months to do our whatever guidance we have given. So probably we will, overshoot our guidance is what we feel we are saying here. Our ROA is also at 1.07. Credit cost is at 0.56 in the quarter. And we have achieved all the milestones that we had set for ourselves and to what we have given the guidance to the market also. The performance demonstrates that our financials are in alignment with the guidance provided, what we did in the beginning of the year, and we have taken a lot of steps to see that whatever guidance we have given to the market, we sustain those growth numbers. And looking at the performance numbers of the bank, let me just quickly run through the, whatever numbers, financial numbers that we have achieved for December 2023. Our total business has reached 20.68 trillion with a deposit base of 11.72 trillion and advances to the extent of 8.96 trillion. Our operating profit is at 21,678. It has grown YOY at 16.7%. And our net interest income is at 21.45% growth over the last year. The bank has achieved a net profit reaching 10,338 crore for the 9 months and YOY growth of about 82.94% in the net profit. Our CASA is at 34.4%, CD ratio is at 77.8%. RAM portfolio has registered a growth of 14% and our RAM to corporate lending is 56:44. That's a ratio that we have. Our education loan and gold loan have done extremely well. Both of them have shown a growth of about 57% and 53% respectively. Gross NPA is reduced by 310 bips and NPA has reduced, net NPA is reduced by 106 bips. Our CAR numbers is at 15.03%, CET1 is at 11.7. So we are building a future-ready bank. We have done a lot of things under the digital capabilities. We have done a lot of centralization of our processes. You are aware that we have also set up, and of course, the UBISL as a business correspondent model, we have already taken up very seriously. On the HR front, we have taken a lot of initiatives. We have onboarded several domain experts and head of vertical heads have also separately we have taken. I will conclude my remarks for now and I will open it to the questions now. Thank you.
You mentioned about the fact that you are able to maintain, you are able to achieve whatever was guided in the target, and that goes for net interest margins as well. Now, I want to ask, with 3.1% achieved in this quarter, do you think in near 2 to 3 quarters, even getting 3% will be a challenge for the bank?
No, we are not looking at any challenge in maintaining our NIM actually. If you look at our cost of deposits has increased by about 89 bips, and then our yield on advances has gone by 91 bips. We have got a healthy growth in our advances also. Average advances have increased by 10% YOY. So looking at all these things, and then our cost reduction in the costs also, I don't think that will be a challenge as of now. If I can tell prediction for the next 3 or 4 quarters, I will see that I'm going to protect my NIM at 3%.
Apart from that, seeing the CET1 numbers, how much was the impact of Reserve Bank of India's circular on the capital ratios?
Regarding the NBFCs that you're talking about, it was, close to 60% is what was the 60 bips, sorry. 60 bips was the impact, and we have been able to, pass it on to the NBFCs to the tune of about 20 to 25 bips. And we are likely to pass it on to the remaining NBFCs. Only 40% of the NBFCs we have been able to pass on this, so the remaining numbers will also be passed on considerably now.
One last thing about Reserve Bank of India's order on personal loans. How much was the impact was on CAR on that? CET1?
No, so NBFCs and consumer credit together is 60 basis points.
60 bips. And you are aware that my personal loan book is not that huge that the impact.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Firstly, after the hike in risk weights on unsecured credit, will we go slow towards these segments going ahead? Secondly, your UBISL, the BC subsidiary that you have, how much of a part is it playing in deposit growth, achieving higher deposit growth? Because a lot of lenders are facing difficulties on that front.
See, personal loan, you are aware that my book is just about 11,000 crores, the total PL book, and it's not a very substantial number. Even if I increase by 1% also, it's not going to make a big dent in my this one. So I'm not denying this opportunity to my own salaried deposit customers that I'm going to have. So likelihood that I will not not increase it too much, but I will give this an opportunity of business to my own customers. So that is one thing for sure. And of course, with regard to your second question on what is that? UBISL, of course. UBISL is not contributing to the deposit growth. They are now only in the sales and marketing of my assets. That is towards my retail customers only. Slowly we are going to see that they do the deposit side also.
And finally, entering the new year, mostly for FY24, all of the parameters are largely, you said you will overshoot. For the next year, what is your guidance on credit and deposit growth, ma'am?
We are working on the numbers actually for the next year, that's 24-25. And we have seen that the GDP growth is close to about 7.5%. So usually the thumb rule is, we do about 1.5 or 2 times the GDP growth. So that's exactly what we will be looking at. We are coming out with a strategy plan, maybe in another 20-25 days we will be having our strategy ready. So by April 1, when we start the fresh financial year, we will have our numbers ready for that, of course. Thank you.
RBI just 5 days back expressed concern over high CD ratios of the banks, and you are one of the highest CD ratios, 77%. So your take on this?
You want to answer?
CD ratio, as per the regulatory norms, we can go up to 78 without any problem. See, what we have done this time was, we have utilized our, whatever the excess liquidity available in the system, we have used that. We are aware of that, whatever the RBI guideline was there actually, they are not given any number. We could also see only in the media, the reports are been there. So, let us see, but I don't find when we are able to, when we are getting a good asset with a good deposit also, we will be able to do it, and we don't find it any challenge on that.
Thank you.
So how are you, is that sustainable? fact, you are lower than SBI, I think, for lending.
No, it is not like that actually.
You are lending again on the repo rate also?
No, we don't have a repo rate actually. We have a T-bill linked rate. We are having it. See, you can offer some 3 types of lending rates, but you cannot offer for the different products. Same product, different rates cannot be offered. So we have a EBLR, which is linked to repo rate, which is for our MSME clients and retail clients. We are offering it. For others, we are offering MCLR or T-bill linked rate. We are offering it. This, whatever it is that deposit rates, whenever we are increasing our deposit, automatically the MCLR, there will be a increase will be there, which will be done during the repricing time only. It will not be on a overnight what I am doing, we are doing it in a deposit, we cannot do it in the credit. But we are able to manage both our cost of deposit and yield, so that, as Madam has already told, that we will try to protect our NIM of 3%, which is all.
And just to add to that, if you look at it, the deposit prices around September 22 was the time when the prices were hiked. So most the repricing is mostly done. We don't in the future foresee any major issue on this part.
Pricing on the deposit side.
Yeah, repo rate has increased, Manju, by about 250 bips, you are aware, from the last 1 year or so. But then we will be able to pass on this repo rate again to our customers, as ED has also already pointed out. On our MSME customers, we have already, MSME and retail customers, we have already done this. MCLR wise, our transition was to the extent of about 155 bips. So almost my 48% of my book is MCLR backed, and the remaining 26-27% is on the EBLR. That's how it is. We were also been able to pass on this rates, almost like 150 points of interest rate on deposits also we were able to give to our deposit customers also. So on both the sides we have done it, and but because if I can increase my MCLR book, then the interest rates, the interest income is also much better. But if you look at my book, almost like now it is 46% of them is MCLR book only. More than that, of course, is MCLR book. So with all these things, I should be able to maintain my NIM at 3%.
And the fresh slippages of 8,500, is it something that you had anticipated, or it's higher than your anticipation?
We had given a guidance of 12,000 crores is
Okay,
what
fresh
we had
slippages.
said.
Madam,
Yeah.
actually there I want to correct it. Fresh slippage is only 7,958. It is not 8,000. That is because of the already some of the NPA accounts where there was some development of bank guarantees that came. So fresh slippages, if you are looking at our bank, it is less than 8,000 crores. Just I want to correct that.
So the guidance is 12,000 crores. We are much below that, and we will be closing at below the numbers only for the this one, for the FY24.
And where has this slippages come in from? Is it from corporate or is it retail?
We had a few slippages in the RAM sector, of course. The corporates have not given too much of these slippages. It's from the RAM sector.
Okay. And what is your exposure to NBFCs, and has it come down since November 21?
No, the exposure to our NBFC is almost 14% of my book is in the NBFC.
Okay.
And it's not come down from what after the RBI regulations have come in.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Industry, the CASA ratio. And what's your, sir said you have a small exposure to AIFs with regard to recent RBI circular. So what sort of provisions you have made for that?
We made a provision of about 12 crores. 12 crores towards AIF, yeah, deposits.
Yeah, the deposit part, what exactly was, could you kindly repeat the question?
What levers are we putting to grow our CASA? book?
CASA.
Okay. So, rightly pointed out, this is one area which is becoming, lot of competition is there, and more so for reasons too broadly, if you see, because of with the high fixed deposit rates, there is a flight, there is a movement from CASA to fixed deposit from within our customer segment. Also in the markets, the lot of money has moved from the bank deposits towards the primary, both as well as secondary market. So what we are actually now trying to look at, we have done a analysis which tells us where are the weak areas. So our salary share of SB deposits is one area that we have identified, And for that matter, we have now put CRCs, which are actually actively engaging with all our existing clients and even the prospective clients, where they can mobilize salary business. So all the payroll accounts of our existing advanced customers, are we having or not? If it is a sole banking, we are pitching for getting the entire of that kind of business. If it in a multiple or a consortium arrangement, then at least our share which is there in the advances, are we getting those kind of other businesses, including the salary payroll accounts. So this is one. Also, we are engaging a consultant who has to deep dive and analyze, and going forward we will be doing a lot of activities towards how to attract, how to engage the clients, how to see that their accounts start maintaining balances higher than what currently they are doing. So these are the things some in the offing which will be seen, you will be seeing in due course. So please use the mic.
How much is the impact of the wage hike for the bank, and how much you have provided for?
We have fully provided for the wage hike. 17% is what we had up to September.
Absolute terms, what is the
Absolute amount?
It's about 910 crores across last year and this year.
From November 22.
So there's only one component.
That is 110 crores per month.
Yes. 130 crores is it's per month if you consider 17%.
From November 22 onwards.
And then there's one aspect of retirement benefits where we are waiting for the final decision. As and when that comes up, we will look at that. So, our capital adequacy ratio is at 50.03%, which is much higher than the regulatory minimum of 15.5. We have approvals in place, the QIP.
We have already raised for Tier 2 and this one. We have a plan of raising about 5,000 crores.
And about maintaining the ratio of retail and corporate, it will remain in the same ratio.
Based on the opportunities that they are in the market, and we will be able to do that.
And given so I wanted to ask, given the fact that, compared to your guidance, the performance has been better consistently, do you also wish to revise the guidance of the current financial year, or it will remain the same?
We want to maintain the same, guidance.
Some clarity on the reduction in gross NPS and net NPS. Is it through NCLT sales, or is it through to ARCs? What is it? Or recoveries?
The recoveries, but cash recovery has been there, OTS has been there. So there is over YOY growth, and upgradation has been to the extent of almost 41%. So all SARFAESI, OTS, NCLT recovery, ARC sale, all we have been able to take.
No, what are the absolute numbers?
Absolute numbers you want? Cash recovery, and I have the numbers here with me. Cash recovery, we have done about 2,725 cash recovery. Upgradation is about 1,388, and recovery in return of accounts, we have done about 1,000 crores.
And the NCLT?
NCLT, how much we have done through NCLT? No, they will have a breakup for that also. You have, Yoginder?
During this quarter, we have recorded 1,674 through NCLT. One is the Sri infrastructure, so there we have reported through NCLT, and few more.
SARFAESI, we have done about 1,085 crores. Then through DRT sales, we have done about 973. NCLT about 1,674 crores.
Okay. And how much is being referred to or ready for NCLT? How much more accounts?
I didn't get your question.
No. Are any more accounts going for NCLT?
They're, as of now, we are not seeing fresh slippages in corporate accounts actually. Okay. So there's nothing as of now which needs to go to the NCLT. Almost all of them are admitted. The certain cases, it is yet to be admitted, but is taken care.
And what was the write-off in the quarter?
Write-off in the quarter was close to about 9,000 crores.
Ticket unsecured. is there any stress that we are seeing in this particular
Stress,
area?
of course, we are seeing stress, but only thing is they don't slip because most of them are housing loans and vehicle loans, mortgage-based loans. So we are not seeing, slippages. Of course, stress is there in that book, but the slippages are contained.
What is the absolute quantum of your personal loan book, the small ticket ones, unsecured?
That is including credit card and personal loans. Together, it's around 11,000.
And how is this portfolio performing in terms of SMA1?
There are no issues in that account.
So that's really fine. Okay. Thank you.
Why is there stress on the home loan book? What is the reason for it? Home loan stress.
No, it could be for various reasons, it is not that the stress continues for more than 30 or, 60 days. It slips for a day or two and then it is coming back, but then it is totally unsecured, so slippages are very little. So our rural, you're talking about retail, stress as a whole. Stress. No, he's talking about home loan. Home loan stress not in rural. My home loan is mostly concentrated in urban and metro centers only.
Yeah, but they miss normally the customer miss the payment date and then they
Yeah.
pay up during the month.
Yes.
Okay. And what is the percentage of that, the stress that you see, or the missing payment dates?
Stress percentage, I will tell you. आपके पास numbers? नहीं इनके पास है। रुद्रा जी आपके पास है numbers?
Total stress in the home loan is around 3.2% in SMA1 category, and SMA2 we have almost 2%. So total stress is around 5% of the book.
And how big is your home loan book?
We have almost 85,000 crore in the home loan.
Yeah, our gold loan portfolio is, almost like 55% growth that we have seen year on year. And we also built a very good book on our education loan also. That's about 57%. So there we are seeing that, that's one strategy that we are having to increase our CASA numbers also, because I get a lot of youngsters there coming into my fold. So, and they will be there with the bank for quite a long time. So that's another portfolio that we have seen. And in fact, during the last year, up to 9 months, I've added almost like 40 lakh accounts in CASA. And retail SA has also increased by about 5%, and CA has increased by almost 7%. And even on individual salaries, as ED also said, that we have also got a new product for our salary account. About 1,46,000 new accounts I have been able to add in the individual salary accounts also. So we are having a multi-pronged approach actually to increase, even my, if you look at gold loan itself, we have been able to add about almost 70 lakh accounts, new customers into the field. So that also gives me, going forward, that will also give me a very good stable CASA in that.
Madam, what are your estimates for growth estimates for FY25?
In the beginning, ma'am, that, so we said that GDP growth we are looking at about 7 to 7.5%.